Somehow. I won't.
Scott is muted.
I've pressed the button. Here we go. I pressed the button 3 times, and you know what? I think it lagged the second time. The first time I pressed it, so the second time, it yeah.
Probably.
Oh, not that one. I think that works. So the second time probably remuted me. So how you guys doing? Well, good.
Stressed.
Stress is a good thing. It means you're still alive.
Stress is a good thing in certain doses.
Oh, come on. Life is stress. It keeps you going. Oh, hello 777. That's a weird number to choose to I
feel like it's fitting.
Yeah. 777. I mean that weight is creepy. So, you guys good? Stressed for you. Rena, you're tired. Okay. Do you have coffee or beer right now?
Coffee.
There you go. All right. Is that coffee or is that like one of those iced latte things?
It's iced coffee. It's a double shot.
There you go. And
really had me going earlier, but now I'm like tired again, so I'm trying to finish it off, see if it does anything.
Messy, how about you? How's your day going?
It's going all right.
Yeah, that's it. Just all right.
Yeah.
You gonna show everybody what you're staring at right now?
Am I allowed to?
Why wouldn't you be allowed to?
I don't know if you're like allowed to show contents of books. It's cautious.
Don't show the contents.
Yeah, I'm not.
DCMA takedown. Oh no!
Can I? Well, DMCA is specifically for music, but anyway.
I don't want to wait.
When was the last time we had a show without a crossover on this?
It's been like 6 years.
It's been so long.
It's been 777 years and 69 minutes.
Oh, that's how far away Wade is from us right now if we traveled by horse.
Listen, they're not doing those crossover jokes, okay?
Yeah. The joint loss initiative to get that one.
Yeah. Well, so anyways,
Finally, I scrolled far enough.
I almost said Mathis. Wow. Tyler,
Wow.
straight right before we went live, reminded me of where it was that we were going to pick up this session, and it's not like we're gonna to pick up with exactly where we left off last
Oh my
time.
God, Mathis, he's there.
Wait, Mike's
Hey,
there,
Mathis.
is he? Mike's
Yeah.
there.
He's there.
Oh my
Yes, he
God.
is.
Oh, that's weird. It's so weird that I randomly said Mike's name and he was actually in chat. What the
You guys
hell?
are psychic. You guys have a psychic connection.
It's so weird. That's friggin' weird. Wow. Okay. Hi, Mike.
You
Hey,
need to
Mike,
take a
by
break.
the way, you have
lock him up
I
again?
don't know if you noticed or not yet, but you have a permanent sub to Lost Initiative now. So in case you didn't realize it, you have a lifetime subscription to Lost Initiative that will never go away. So I took care of that. So that's good to go. Mine is not in right now because I'm already subbed, so I have to wait till that goes away. But so we had talked about last time. Tyler brought up we're not picking up with where we left off at the end of last session at the crossover. We're actually picking up a couple sessions before that, as Tyler was again mentioning. When was the last time we had no crossover? We kind of had to jump ahead of a scene to align things correctly with the crossover that we did that never ended. So that like day and change that we had that you guys actually spent in Sun's Rest, Tyler was supposed to potentially, maybe up to him, check out that basement again if he had the means to do so. And he also really wanted to have some RP with Rena on what he could or couldn't remember at the time. So more or less what Tyler said is, hey, Scott, I know I'm having a hard time remembering what it is I could or couldn't have my character know or remember. I finally get that kind of underway. I finally remember some stuff as that character. Can we rewind time to when I knew less as my character to confuse my RP even more? Let's RP that for a little while and then jump forward again to me not knowing what I do or don't know. Let's
It's an important thing.
Yeah. And if you couldn't follow that logic or what I described, yeah. That's where Rena is right now. Look at her. Yeah.
So it's before we went to Curseful. Ophios had just gotten done conversing with Aslan,
Okay.
where
I think,
Aslan
yeah.
was talking about the stuff below and how it was important and how he was trying to figure all of that stuff out. And he was also shitting on Elijah being stupid and arrogant and not listening to him. That's what Aslan was doing. And was talking about teleportation and some needs of if we could get back down into where that baby zombie was that we had to deal with. And I had said he was asking about kind of teleportation magic and some different stuff like that. And Aslan believed that Ophios may have the potential for that. But at the same time, Ophios is well aware of what the cape was capable of doing just because he had just experienced it, not because he actually knows what it is. And so there was a moment where Ophios was going to talk to Rena, and we had left off there, but then we pushed ahead for the crossover. And so we're backtracking to that moment to where Ophios has pulled Rena aside to talk to Rena about the cape.
Excuse me, I just described the scenario. Why did you re-describe it more succinctly and much more cleanly than I did to make me look bad? Why did I just answer
it
my
was
question?
Because I wasn't
because-
listening the first time.
Wow,
because I
Rena.
know Rena would more likely listen to me because we chat outside of Fridays.
I think
Okay.
what Rena should have done was to give us the recap with Coach's voice. That's what should have happened. Tyler.
No.
No?
Absolutely not.
No,
It's
but-
already done.
Coach's
We've already
voice?
recapped,
No,
sort
yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Coach's
We
Tyler's
already-
favorite.
Actually, it's Will's favorite. I like Rena's voice for. Oh, who is that? Who was that? It was one of the. It was the one you did that was Super Valley Girl, and I can't remember it.
Oh, for Milo?
It might have been Milo, yeah.
Yeah. yeah, I remember.
But anyway, so Ophios has pulled Rena aside to talk to Rena about the situation here, and this is hard for me to get into character for it. It'll just say Rena's downstairs. There's important things where I was reborn. The magics that you used. There's things down there that are important to the peoples and important for our understandings of how Lopers were manipulating our genes to perhaps use us against ourselves. Aslan has told me of this, and it's important that we go back downstairs if we can, safely. Some things that preferred Elijah doesn't knows we are trying to do.
I mean, it'll be pretty difficult given the fact that we just filled in that entire area. But I understand what you're saying.
Teleportations. I've been told I have some abilities, but what you did with the capes, that's maybe able to do that. We
Well,
went pretty far.
I know the depth, but without knowing what's down there, it's possible we could get stuck if there's too much rubble or damage.
Yes. Aslan's will figures out measurements so that we can have shortest distance to teleports. But that information's essential to understanding Lopers as well as understanding our peoples. That stuff is much needed, and I think Aslan wants it in particulars. There may be things that could help us Slokonas, and also the info that helps us from getting ambushed by one of my kinds by looks that the Lopers may have controls of.
I don't disagree. But there's definitely no need to keep this from Elijah. I know you don't remember him, but you can trust him.
I
mean,
don't
he's-
feels that trust, and Aslan says he got in the ways. I don't know if Elijah's wants to go back down theirs. I think it's
Aslan
best if
say-
it stays between us.
Did Aslan say that before or say that he got in the way before or after Aslan left us there? Did he mention that?
Which part are you asking? I'm so sorry.
Asking
Aslan,
Elvios.
Oh, okay.
Aslan says he left because he was sure I was going to die and not be reborns.
Well, just like he doesn't trust me, I don't trust him. But
It is
he is your kind, and I
Yes.
understand.
It's in our natures to not fully trust each other's, but what he informs me of is something that's very important and something's at the times I wouldn't have thought of because I was still trying to grasp what I was, whose I was, which still baffles me. All I know is I trust yous and that instinctual trust of him's.
Well, yes, you can trust me. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'll help you get your memory back. As far as going down there to get whatever we can salvage, I don't know how soon we're going to be able to do that.
Right now, the focus is on this swords and where we're going. But if I may request, we returns here for this. This seems to be of importance. And wherever we goes from thence afters, whatever's plans was before I died, reborns, whatever's, we goes theirs.
We'll see what we can do.
How does your capes works anyways? It has teleportations of kinds.
I mean, I'm not the expert, but from my understanding, I can essentially teleport anywhere, a pretty good distance. And I could also bring at least one other person with me, as you saw. But I can only use it once every day.
Good to know. This is the only thing that makes sense to me right now. Who knows what may change if I get memories back or what's, but alls I know is feelings of trust. Something tells me I trust you. Why is that, Renus?
Well, we have been traveling together for quite some time now. Time, I can't exactly say how long. Years.
It's unusual for me to trust anybody's. All I remember is some of my trainings. And that involves not trust, use. I don't understand why I feel this connections of trust.
Well, I'd definitely say it was probably earned. We did fight.
He'll look at you puzzlingly and the fact that you're still alive.
She'll just shrug at you, kind of knowing, mostly just hoping that you remember at this point in time.
Aslan says I killed Lopers. Is that true?
It is. 2 ? 2 of them? Is that right? 3, yeah, 2. Pretty sure.
I killed one in session 0. Technically, together we've killed 2. I've killed 3. But
Well,
you wanna,
that I'm
you wanna
aware
know
of
the third.
is
Yeah.
just 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You
Yeah.
you did the one alone, and
Yep.
Elijah helped out with a ghost one only.
Which I wasn't. Ophios wasn't even there for anyway. Where's used theirs?
I was. The first one I helped you take down, actually. Well, and the second one too.
Whence did I tell you of Lopers?
No, you're asking me. I'm trying to remember if it wasn't.
The question
Right
is,
at
when
the
did you fight the
beginning.
Lopers?
No, when did
when
he?
did I
when did he
inform-
tell us about the Lopers?
Oh Jesus!
That's what I know.
It took
I
a
don't know.
while. It was weird.
Mhm.
It came out slowly over a long period of time, like Momley maybe.
Okay.
I mean, she could easily just say,
it took time
yeah.
for you to tell us. Oh, we'd been traveling up together already before you decided to fill us in.
Interesting. Well, I appreciate whatever's you have done for me. From what I knows, I wouldn't be here if not for yous. And Aslan's.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Perhaps you could help me remembers by trainings in the futures. I know we must go as nows, but maybe that will refresh my mind's muscle memories, so to speaks.
That makes sense. We've trained together before. I can definitely show you exactly what I showed you again.
Perhaps with times I will remembers, or when things come about, I know not. But if you would, again, keep this plans for getting that information from Elijah's, I would appreciate that. I imagine from what Aslan told me, he would not be so psyched for any kinds of going back downstairs.
Well, I'm not exactly keen on the idea myself, given what we had to fight, but I understand. Like I said, we'll see what we can do when the time comes. If for now, we should probably get going.
Yes, much to do's. And he'll put his hood back on and walk back. And then, blop, blop, flash forward, Scott.
You're muted.
Blop, blop, fast forward.
Blah, blah.
So the only thing with fast forward is I wasn't sure if your character was interested at all in checking out the base it one more time. If your character was like, I heard Aslan's words, but let me not go into something that I know is dangerous by myself at this point. It was part of what you guys talked about, the teleport. But I don't know if there's something you're interested in now or for later.
We can talk about that later when we come back here. Because
second.
Aslan said he was doing the measurements. I prefaced Rena of what the plan was, and then we went to the other stuff.
Cool. So like you said, just that conversation, you could just jump forward. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can jump all the way forward again. Thank you, Spirit. You can jump all the way forward to to where you had kind of like left off. You guys were in the southern kind of central reaches of Vala. Vala, of course, being the northern province of Paradel. You had just traveled with other companions. What are they called? National affiliates or whatever to Elijah. Not Oklo. Oscar, and Laszlo. I combined their names for Oklo. Hey, Oklo. Hi. For Oscar and Laszlo. Met up with them, with Cadus and the troops that Cadus is commanding. He sent them ahead, spoke with you guys, and then never rejoined his troops. Head south with the other two, leaving the three of you behind. To which direction exactly were you guys heading after you broke away with them taking the sword, your side conversation with him, Rena, Ophio slightly adding into it, Elijah mostly hanging back. Messi had a social tranquil dart hit him in the ass lately, so he's like, I don't want to be a part of RP. I just want to listen to it. I just like feeling like I'm involved. You know, like the guy who sits on the bench in the game. I get a ring too. You know what I'm saying? I still get the ring. That's all that matters. It's okay. I mean, Garoppolo got a ring that way.
So did Gronk.
Yeah. Well, Gronk is always on the bench. He's always injured. So anyways, and no, you were wrong, Josh. It's actually this.
I mean, we were heading towards Malta. We were going for getting the sword, right?
So heading towards Malta.
Is that right,
Yes.
Rena? That sounds right.
Yeah, we were going towards Malta.
Correct. I just wasn't sure if there were any more conversations you needed to finish up in Adir, because you had opened up a couple of books with your companions. I wasn't sure if there was anything that you needed to finish off or close. Which, by the way, if you didn't watch last night's stream, oh boy. Let me just say this. If you are if you are a huge fan of Kingmaker, don't watch last night's stream. But if you like Regicide or Thronekeeper, totally watch last night's stream. Okay? Yeah. A lot of because of what you guys did with Cadus, a lot of stuff came out. Let's just say bridges were crossed in one's mind. I won't say any more than that. Your characters don't know, so you guys can just check it out. Or, you know, go be a part of the podcast again. Whatever. That's cool. Not a big deal. It's fine. I never get
Are you jealous or something, Scott? Are you jealous?
Maybe my jealousy is the reason why I have not finished listening even to Rena's yet, let alone the one where every cast member has been a part of it. Man, that's fine. Whatever. I get it. Cool. That's fine.
Not every cast member.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
no,
every.
Yeah, no.
Hey, wait, that's not
all
true.
9 of you were there. No.
You listened
No.
to mine and you said that I was really funny and you liked it and you listened to the whole thing and you're like, that's
yeah,
how
but
it
you're
ends.
the
So yeah,
least
you have.
important person out of the 9 of you, so it was easy to listen to that one. You know?
Messi, I think you're important.
You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
Scott's just jealous.
no, whatever.
Yep.
You're jealous. Your mom eats Oreos.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
So, back to the game.
Yeah. I don't know what other kinds of conversations we would have had. I think that probably after that we would have just headed out.
Ophios would approach Rena.
Okay.
What's happens theirs? This is right after the whole event with Cadus and the splitting apart, by the way.
Mhm. I told you and Elijah how I was going to hand the sword over to Cadus.
Yes, he took it.
Well, he gave it back. I still have it, but not before the Lady Vigil bonded with him. Elijah's present for this conversation too.
So hymns and vigils are together, like the peoples of the towns?
She nods.
Are yous okays? I imagine Rena looks somewhat distraught right now.
Yeah, she's, pretty tense. But like when you ask that, she'll just say, we've done what we need to do here. Let's just get out of here.
Where's Twos?
We still need to get your sword.
Fairs. Does that mean that our allies, well, Chrysalians sent words? Or is this going to be awkward when we arrives?
She doesn't really know how to respond, but she'll just say, we'll get it back.
Perhaps we should get Hansa along the way to explain the situations.
I'm sure she's busy with her shop.
I don't exactly want to kill a man for weapons that is mine.
I mean, that's
Elijah's
not exactly...
right there, by the way.
That's not what I meant.
Steals?
No, explain the situation, like Griselin said.
If that was me, I wouldn't give swords. Elijah's, do you have an ideas? This is peoples of yours countries from what's...
I have a couple of thoughts. One of them being you haven't changed much, clearly, which is great to see.
What?
The other being, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Because that's my character.
Well, let's at least hope Chrysalian sends words or somebody sends words. Or worst case scenarios, we sends words.
Yeah, we could always send a bird.
A bird's. Rena pulls out the whistle and blows.
Yeah, I was like, don't I still have the whistle for the Birdman?
You do. You do.
Yeah.
You mean the Birdman from like season
Forever
2,
ago.
episode
2.
1?
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
Oh yeah, he totally didn't get pushed off of a building because he didn't immediately worship Rayrin in every word that he spouted.
Not the Birdman.
This is a little too
I
oddly
liked
specific
him.
to not have happened.
No, totally didn't get his life threatened, and so he tried to like run away, and then immediately got imprisoned for running away because his life was threatened. Totally never happened.
Rena suddenly realizes maybe this trinket isn't useful and throws it away.
Then a bird
Tosses
appears.
it. Oh, a bird appears?
So you blow the whistle. If I remember correctly, the whole point of the whistle is if you're within the range of where a bird that works for him can come to, a bird will come to you, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Again,
can't we
that's
like
what you
send a
said,
message
yeah.
to Hansa to have her maybe send word? Or can we just send word to him? No. Nah, to Hansa. Hansa would make more sense.
So you would blow the whistle a couple of times, and eventually a bird would come to you. Oh yes, the Birdman heads to Vigil, and then gets consumed by the specters there. A fitting end.
Someone had to do it.
So,
Supposed to
bird
say
shows
cats.
up eventually, or no?
We're
No
talking
bird.
we're talking. Eventually, a bird will show up. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Elijah, what should we write to Hansa?
You write a note to Hansa. Hansa works for the crown of Valoran. The bird flies in, gets detained by the police, taken in for questioning, which of course means it's beaten a few times as it tries to fly away, gets shot, and the message never makes its way to its target.
Good old stop and frisk.
Yeah, good old Terry stops. Thanks, one. Definitely Grishka laws there.
So,
All right, we'll get the sword back somehow. We'll just head that way. It's
You
fine.
know what? Let's figure it out.
We'll
when we
just
get-
go. We'll figure it
yeah,
out when
let's
we get
just
there.
go. Let's just go.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Puts in another hard stop.
My apologies. My wife is like texting me because we didn't see each other aside from me running upstairs to give him a hug. I haven't seen her all day. And she's like texting me with questions and stuff about things. And it's like, this time of year is the worst. I hate Christmas. It ruins everything. So,
Don't say that.
no, Christmas is the absolute worst holiday of the year.
No,
by and far.
no, you don't mean it.
Like, there's only one holiday worse than Christmas, and that's VJ Day, which is celebrated in
Video Games
in
Day?
Rhode Island. No, it's Victory Over Japan Day. It's where you celebrate dropping nuclear warheads on people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Rhode Island still you get a holiday from the state, a paid day off. Yeah, only state. It's awesome. Good job, guys.
That's absolute garbage.
Yeah. It's the only holiday worse than Christmas. All right. So, anyways, the only one. So you guys are heading. So obviously, Rena, like you said, a bird eventually shows up, and you write the note to Hansa, and you're more or less asking Hansa to join you.
No, just to send word ahead regarding the sword.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because we need
she
a
will be.
middleman. Yeah.
She will
I
be.
figured she would be already, but
She'll be handling that.
yeah.
Okay.
Her goods were taken.
Cool.
Speaking of goods being taken, you can imagine she's about to take somebody else's goods too.
Then maybe we'll just let her know that we're headed that direction.
Yeah, we're heading to the person who has the sword.
Yeah.
Hey, I know we left like a week ago, but we're on our way now.
Got caught up.
Josh in chat says it's not even Christmas time yet. Your complaints are redirected to Thanksgiving. Then why do I hear Christmas music? Why are there Christmas displays up? Why is it Christmas everything? Why if I turn on the TV is it Christmas commercials? Well, to be fair, TV's for boomers, so I guess that's why. Why has Netflix had Christmas holiday special movies on for over a month now?
Yeah, why is The Grinch trending as the #8 most watched thing on Netflix for like 2 weeks in a row?
Like, come on.
Yeah. And all the Christmas Netflix specials are already out, you know?
Begins on Halloween? Christmas marketing begins before Halloween.
Well,
Been listening
to me, I'm
Christmas
talking
music
about the
since
store
July.
changeover. They go from Halloween stuff in stores to flipping it like the day before day of Halloween.
Yeah,
as a person who works
she's
retail.
the week of Halloween. Yeah, it starts.
Or
switching-
if you
'cause
work
see
at
that
certain
mixed
stores,
display.
it starts in July.
Yo, I completely misread what Steve said. I thought he said he's been seeing hearing aid ads. That's definitely not what he said. Maybe I need a seeing aid.
Dude, I don't
You
know
already
if
have
realize
them,
it,
they're on
but
your
I'm
face.
totally busy right now. I can't hang out.
Hey, I since everybody has them, I thought I'd join the Cool Kids Club.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Why are you a poser right now? Are you a poser?
You want me to
now?
get my actual prescription lenses because they're in the other room?
The fact that those aren't prescription makes you a literal poser.
Posing.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
sorry that I didn't spend $300 to get blue light blocking glasses to be prescription.
Oh,
Sorry to hear that.
That's
blue light
if
blocking
it's only
glasses.
300. That's the low end.
I really need a doctor's appointment before the year is up. That way I can actually use my insurance on it rather than hit my next year's insurance because you can only use it once a year. Really gotta do that this month.
I'll cup your balls if you want to cough.
He's talking about vision. I don't think they do that for testing your eyes, but
My doctor
I
does.
could be
what the fuck?
corrected.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
All right.
So, you guys said the word to Hansa, and then you start heading west. I imagine you're staying in Vala, because you guys know Vala pretty friggin' well. As a matter of fact, this borderline where you are in Vala is an area that you, again, know pretty darn well. You've been through here. You know, we haven't used this overlay in a long time. It's totally all screwed up. But let's jump over to... Oh, excuse me. Let's jump over to the other overlay so we can totally look at the map. Let's see. Messi is Rena. Instead of displaying the map,
Oh my god.
it's showing Messi's
Hey,
head.
hey, it's the corner of me. It's over here. Hey, what's up? What's up?
Why isn't it displaying throne key? Why isn't it displaying the map?
Hi.
Oh, because I moved you, but not this. Okay, that makes sense. It still doesn't display everything though. Maybe, do I have to make it
Oh, you
wider?
covered me up.
Okay, that's better.
I'm back.
That's better. That's better. Ophios and Rena need
Oh,
to be
okay.
sorry, Rena and Messi need to be switched. I can take care of that in a moment. So this is the area of the map that we're referencing, of course. So where you guys originally came up would have been. Yeah, cover him up. We don't want to see his ugly face. Where you guys originally came up was, you see this this area, this little divot right here on the map. I'm gonna ping it.
Yeah.
That's actually just. Oh, sorry. No. That's incorrect. Right here, just beneath like the 0, you can see that little river that exists right here. That river at the very top of that is actually where the keep is that you guys were just in. And so
I don't see a river there.
If you zoom in, it's like grayscale or whatever, or beige scale. You don't see the river right here?
Oh, now I do.
Okay. So that's at the very top of that river is where the thing is that you just left. So you guys are literally right in this area right here. You're not very far into Vala. So in theory, you could drop back down into a deer. That way you wouldn't be like doing anything dangerous. And you could kind of
we want to go straight to Zatish.
Oh, so you're heading
straight to that's where we want to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, we did not want to go there. No.
This is great. Everybody agrees Zatish is the best option. Yeah.
Hey, as the Rena right now, as the current Rena in establishment, acting Rena, I say we don't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your opinion doesn't matter.
But I'm Rena right now.
That's why your opinion doesn't matter. There you go. I fixed it.
I think Rena's opinion matters.
That's my dad's house.
Okay.
Why do you have a picture of me at my dad's house from 4 years ago?
You look so different, Messi.
That's me. Wait, that's me 2016. So yeah, 4 years ago.
That's a while ago.
Back when I was bushy-tailed and bright-eyed and still in college.
Are you no longer bushy-tailed and bright-eyed?
I'm still in college.
There you go. Elijah's where he belongs.
I graduate in 2 weeks.
Do you really? Wait, jokes aside?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Aw. Did this game suddenly become the podcast? Are you playing Thronekeeper right now? Is that what's going on at the moment?
I'm waiting on you to put someone in Rena spot before we continue, because right now no one can make a decision.
I mean, we're going to a Malta right now.
Rena's there, buddy.
Okay. Hey, why does she get to be on the map a little bit?
She's not on the map a little bit. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she is.
No, she isn't.
No, she isn't.
Yeah. where it says contested town, the little legend in the top left of the map.
Yeah.
That's Rena's.
No, that's green screen, because I have to turn off the effect. That was because of the crossover. That there's a green screen effect that's not supposed to be there.
Rena, stick your hand over there.
Yeah, Rena, stick your hand to the right.
To your left.
I'm gonna stick them both.
Stick your hand everywhere, Rena.
Just wave all around your square.
Ah, it's gone. Never mind.
There you go. See, it's not there.
You okay? You okay there, guys?
Am I doing it? Am I swimming?
Yeah, you did it. You did, you did it.
Wow. Okay. So you guys are traveling. You said you're heading straight to Zatish. So that's totally the plan here.
Why are we the Messi of campaigns?
We're not going to Zatish.
No, jokes aside, were you there was two places where you could go from the conversation that you had. You could head straight to Malta, but there was also
where's Ravenhold?
That was the other idea that could have happened.
Oh yeah, Ravenhold.
I got to actually I think it is right. Let's see. Switch to GM layer. What?
Oh, we could have also sent message using the bird.
Oh,
we could have done that.
Let me
I can still do that.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Boom.
Yeah, I don't. What? Maybe.
Maybe we don't, because if that bird gets kidnapped, that's a problem.
Yeah, that one's a little different from the sword.
That's where it is. That's where it's been the whole time.
Where what's been?
Ravenhold.
At the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is really?
Yeah.
That's too far west. Can we just go straight north, please?
Is Ravenhold's on the way to a Malta?
Yeah. Well, technically on the way to Galdaria. Yeah. That's why it was mentioned to you guys beforehand.
Oh, then it would make sense to go to Ravenhold before hitting a Malta then, if that's on the way.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys wanted to hit it up on the way, absolutely you could.
It's kind of on the way. Is this the part of the campaign that you've only written up everything that happens in Ravenhold, and you really need us to go there because you don't know what's going to happen if we go anywhere else?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, if you go to Ravenhold, that's where I have to start making stuff up as we go.
I don't
Yeah,
really
let's do-
want to go to Ravenhold, but
Ah, thank you, Rita. Good. Good. You
He's
might
lying.
you might make somebody else angry.
Who would
well, I
possibly
know
be
who
angry
I'd
at?
make angry, and I don't give a fuck about her.
Oh wow. That was wow. Man, I mean, I don't know what happened between you and Rosin, but
No,
Yeah, what the fuck, Rena?
talking about Barbara
Barbara Barnes.
Barnes.
Can we go to Taziendale and just say fuck it and just go to Taziendale?
Hell yeah.
oh, you can go. The world is your oyster.
Guys,
You
let's
guys wanna
go
go
to
to
Malta
Hampshire?
and get the sword.
Yes, no, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
I
I
want
don't
to
know.
be in
There's this place
Hampshire
called
Ball.
Hampshire. Yeah, there's a place called Hampshire. That looks pretty cool.
What?
It's
I'll
not
hop
New
in
Hampshire.
Ball.
It's Old Hampshire.
Where in Malta do we have to go to get the sword?
Through the gate or the wall.
They actually mentioned to Messi to Elijah. They had mentioned
One thing
Little
called Daria.
Ascaria. Little Ascaria.
Yeah.
That sounds like telling someone, "Oh, you have to go to Chinatown," and it's like, what city? You know what I mean?
Yes, that's exactly what it's like.
It's like I'm assuming New York, but I don't know.
What about LA or San Fran? Or...
Yeah, it could be L.A. That's the whole opposite side of a Malta.
I mean, it's the southern, somewhat eastern side of Malta, so it's not that bad.
Can we just go there?
Yeah, I mean, yes, you can. I was just trying to pull up the big map for you guys.
And so the adventurers perished of old age while deciding where to venture to next.
Messi, you're not being helpful.
I have
imagine
too much,
We have to make some rolls here, but
I got the Wednesday stream in me right now, so I gotta wake up. But
It's inside of you.
yeah, it's in me. I'm feeling it in my bones.
wow.
Interesting.
Well, yes, sir.
I'm just trying to see some details. I don't know what the actual dimensions of this map are, which are a little upsetting. Because if I don't know the dimensions of a map, I can't automatically jump to its size.
Did you make this map?
No, I don't have the map on my computer, and you can't just like right click and see the details of a map in Roll20. So I'm talking about the dimensions of a map that I'm trying to make big so you guys can see everything.
Oh.
So you can pull out your plan directly, because Rena straight up said, yeah, I don't want to go there, which I 100% respect. So we're not going to go to Ravenhold.
What would we do there anyway? I don't even remember.
Inform her of the Loper info that
We're
we
just
have.
gonna, update her on the situation. But
On the stitch.
I honestly don't think Rena would go there right now. Maybe later.
Maybe later.
I don't know,
Once
it
again,
seems
in
more
3 to
important to
5
me than-
business days.
More
Wow.
important to me than getting a sword.
Getting a sword. That's the most important thing.
Is it? Is getting a sword more important than relaying important information?
I think to her it's taking care of Ophios is more important than the information. Is more of what it is. I
wish I could
honestly
just,
think
like,
that's what
send a
she's trying to
letter.
articulate.
I wish there was a way of mailing things from one part of the country to another.
I mean, there was this
Actually
one
having a
party
physical
that was
travel.
given the option to have mailing like freely available to them, but they chose to
Shipment off a cliff.
and
yeah.
then another party also had that option. They chose to so
What'd
Hey,
we
we
do?
didn't kill him.
No. I protected that dude.
He went
Exactly.
to jail.
Sucks.
He died in jail.
why is that being weird?
Probably.
I totally think I screwed up a different one. That's hilarious. Which one did I screw up?
Will, get out. Hey, Will, quick, tell me what happened.
All right, cool.
Will, PM me what happened.
Well,
All
message me.
right. Color is ocean blue. Grid is going to be hex, and we should be good here.
yes.
You know, and then we leave this still like the same light gray color. Save. Wait, why didn't light blue work? Excuse me.
Look, Will, he's
color.
distracted, Will, please.
Save. There we go.
I can't stop you.
Look at all of our green hexes that we're nowhere near right now.
Ah.
Ooh, new map.
There we are. This is
That's
what I was
funny.
getting ready for you guys. I couldn't. So
Ooh.
where you are, I'm gonna ping it for you so you can see a little bit more easily, or I'm gonna use my. Well, these hexes
all
are
the blue
horribly
stuff.
sized. I need to fix them. But in the interim, no snapping. You guys, as I said, the little river, you can see it coming up right here, right? Because here's reed and whatnot. So you guys popped out right about here, as I was saying beforehand, which you can currently see on the map, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
yeah.
As a Tish you can see is right here, and we saw that Ravenhold is right here, right?
It's a little bit out of the way.
So this right here is Galdaria. This color, this like bluish gray, is actually Galdaria. Up here is actually Tasiandale, which is what Messi was just joking around about going to.
we're not going this way.
This
is a
way
bad
is to
way.
Malta. So
We're doing my path.
one of
No,
the things
no,
you
we
guys
don't. We
talked
do
about
not want to
beforehand-
go in this way.
Hold on. One of the things you guys talked about beforehand was
up here.
trying to use the teleporters to teleport to the keep that's right over here by the mountains,
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that.
and then heading in from there. But then for heading in for here, you probably want to go in through Galdaria rather than going through Yovance, because you've just been told about the huge war happening on the Yovance's borders by Oscar, and you know that Galdaria are allies to Malta, so that's probably a better option. Either way, you're going to have to go through Paradel unless you have some sort of greater teleportation that can bring you across a considerable number of miles, right?
Nope, we don't.
So ignore I just made this map, so it's not to scale right now.
I feel you.
So it's
Can I
not
draw it?
it's not a couple of feet to go across.
Does that mean we're going back to that temple we were just at?
So the keep that
Or
you
that
just said, the
fort,
problem
or what?
is the one that you were just at that was abandoned otherwise, right? That what's his name left? You couldn't figure out how to make the teleporter work. You were pulling up the things, you were doing it the way you were
No,
supposed
we
to
figured
work.
it out. We just didn't have the flag we needed.
That you were thinking that that's what you needed, so kind
Yeah.
of going back there without the supplies that you need would just be useless. So instead of heading straight back down to the keep that's over in this area, you're gonna want to end up heading over here into Kurzfall, like right into the Forest Kingdom of Kurzfall, and then from there you should teleport over to here, and then
Which means we wouldn't need the bird, because if we went to Cursefall, then we would just tell Hansa what we were doing, and Hansa could join if she wanted, but I imagine she'd stay at her shop.
so
and
you
work.
blow the flute and nothing happens, and then from there you teleport to here. So maybe you just don't do a line, you just do another dot. There you go, no lines. And then from here you probably head to Galdaria. That's probably where you want to go to next. I'm gonna pull up how many miles across it is. It'll just take me a minute to, because roll 20 is slow.
Like that.
This is going to be considerable travel.
Why would you? What? What do you? Why are you going to the capital of Tasiandale?
I want to go to Hampshire.
But
I don't want to go to Hampshire.
Relax. I'm deleting it.
yeah, we're not relaxed. Now you stressed us out. Everybody's stressed out now, Messi. Why do you ruin everything? Why do you ruin everything?
It's fucking fun.
So the number of miles you'd have to travel is just to get through the border. That's actually a really wow. Is that real? It's actually not that bad of a border. It's saying that hold on.
Daelric?
From the mountains over, it's like less than 100 miles that you'd have to travel to get just into the Galdarian border. Because that's where everything's kind of thin, at that thinnest point. I'm on a different map, checking out the math for this. That's pretty friggin' solid for you guys. I won't lie. I'm just gonna make sure the math is good. So the
The
wall
dotted line is a cave system.
is boom. One second, again, roll 20 is a little slow.
It's okay. I'm just distracting everyone.
Yeah, no, the math works out. It's less than 100 miles. So this part over here is sorry, from here to here is less than 100 miles.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Question about the westernmost fort. Is that the fort where Aslan was and where...
Yes, sir. We guys just had your rollback RP.
Gotcha.
You guys want to go back to where we just had the RP that we had this morning that actually took place like a month ago? A
Was
couple
it a
weeks
month
ago?
ago?
A couple weeks ago?
It was like a
Week
week
Well,
ago.
I mean, I guess if we want to talk about revisiting there, we could.
Well, I mean, we're already going there, so...
No, I meant like revisiting the lab or whatever there.
Maybe we can get a flag we can take with us so we can freely teleport next time we're back.
If we go there and teleport there, is Aslan there?
Asan, yeah, he would have stayed there.
Okay. There's RP for Aslan, if that
Cool.
makes sense.
So we can actually play the game some more. All right,
Yeah.
makes me happy. So why don't you guys so as you I imagine your characters as he leaves, you guys have your RP. It's kind of a lot to take in, and you traveled pretty friggin' hard to get here from the keep and to the keep and whatnot anyways. So imagine your characters actually spend right where, you know, what's his name left you, Cadus left you. You probably even just set up a camp there and spend a good amount of time, maybe even the rest of that day, resting, relaxing, kind of catching up. Letting Ophios kind of swallow, because I don't know if you remember, Ophios just remembered a whole bunch of stuff about his own past. So probably allowing himself to have a bit of time to settle in, Rena to think about what just transpired for her, and of course Elijah plotting the course of the safest way to cross the border, because you know he had to cross the border before to when he meet up with you guys, to cross the border to get into safety into Galdaria. So you guys probably spend that day just like resting and relaxing. Also,
Would I know, going back to the map, would I know what, like, how well protected this border is?
What border?
There. This one.
Yeah. So that border
I drew lips.
That border has a good amount of like scouting spots on it. It has like a bunch of keeps that have been built along it with, you know, again, like guard scouts, whatever it is, that would kind of like check around the different areas, because everybody knows what Paradel is like, right? And Paradel, that border used to be the border between Galdaria and another kingdom. Excuse me. That
until
fell.
Paradel expanded there. Yeah.
That fell at some point in time until Paradel expanded that. Now they actually have a tentative peace treaty with Paradel, but they're not stupid. So, and Galdaria, once again, they're the reason why nobody really messes with them is because they are the best archers in all of Aeroth. They are the best archers in the entire continent. So they
so would going to a keep there be relatively safe?
Yeah, oh absolutely. Okay.
So we're not trying to avoid the keeps.
Yeah, if they admitted you into the keep, they would absolutely do so. But you know, you crossing the border with to Perrin, I don't know, it depends on what those Perrin are like. Would they think that there was something strange or something paradelish about them?
We're not there yet.
So, but you guys would spend that better part of that day to allow all that stuff to digest, and also to allow me to make sure there's a hard line between where your party is and that crossover party. All right, no more crossover. Keep the two campaigns separate. So it's like a magnet that gets really stuck to a fridge. I finally pulled it off. My fingernails hurt, but I finally pulled it off. You guys are kind of rest and decide which way you're going to go, and then you eventually start heading southeast. So you could find your way to Kurzfall. It's not like you guys have a hard time finding it because you've been there several times at this point. Excuse me. I've been there several times at this point. Getting there would take you a day and change, 2 days, whatever it is. Could you go ahead and roll me a survival check, Rena?
Doesn't she have advantage on this one or no?
Bye, Josh. Have a great night becoming Daddy Squared. You could roll with advantage. It's fine. I'll give you the freebie. You're welcome, by the way. I'm graceful.
Hey, it's an
Really don't need it here.
Cool. So you sorry, I got a yawn. My apologies.
Need some caffeine?
I do. I need lots of caffeine. I have some
Me
upstairs.
too. I need to get some caffeine.
So Rena, yeah, no problem. You actually make it down south and make it to Kurzfall, get in like a day and a half's travel. Not pushing hard, just kind of moving at a basic pace, getting back there. And returning to the town, the city-state, whatever you want to call it, that's over there, you guys are able to grab up a room for the evening and spend the night. At one point in time, I will say that, what's her name?
Hansa?
Chris
Ellen
actually does find her way into that town, but she's not really taking any visitors or anything like that at the moment. Not that two of you would really know who she is, only one of you kind of knows. Oh no, Rena knows her pretty well.
I was gonna say I know her.
Rena knows her pretty well, sorry. But she's actually kind of under the weather. So maybe your character would kind of pop in and just give her like a, hey, I hope everything's well, so on and so forth. But she's actually kind of sick. So she's held up trying to be made to feel better. Other than that, you guys, I don't think there was anything else in Kurzfall you needed to do except for finding Hansa. When you do find Hansa, she of course is in rear form as always. And so as you kind of approach her, you come walking in, and she'll look at you and say, "No, I do not have it yet." You haven't even
Ophios
said
would,
anything. You literally just walk in the room. No,
Ophios
I do
will
not
say
have
in-
it yet.
Ophios will say in Glenn, I know we're going to get it. We're
She's
going to Amalta.
continues speaking in Perrin, and says,
He doesn't realize he was speaking in Glenn. It just came out.
that's fine. She says, "Let me know when you find it, and if you choose to sever a limb from that rat bastard."
Rayron's brother?
He took what wasn't his. He knew what he was getting for a deal there.
Ophios is puzzled at the moment.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't know what Ophios is or the reason why he would be confused or anything like that. She says, if somebody walks into a shop and they see that clearly there's an inadequate person running that shop, clearly charging too little for the cost of a good that you're buying, do you take advantage of that person? Do you spend practically no money to buy something of much greater value and walk away? No, of course you don't, because that causes the shop to go under. I mean, those people, they need to make their profits. It takes a ridiculous amount of time and money to craft things like that. He thinks that because he was born into wealth, that he can just have whatever he wants. Nah. I hope he comes to visit his brother again. I'm going to break his jaw. Rena, I love that blanket. I want it so bad. I'm going to screenshot it and
this
send it
one?
to Brittany.
This gray one?
Yeah.
Costco.
Gray one.
Oh.
Rena,
do you
Oh,
react
behind
to Hansa saying this stuff? Or does Elijah?
She would laugh.
Yeah, I would tell her. Well, Chryselin told us that he didn't know and that he would return it on question. So maybe don't break his nose just yet. It might have been an honest mistake.
And it'll be an honest mistake when he's bleeding profusely.
Perhaps if we gets the swords back, then you get to keep the money spent. That's a wins.
No, it's the principle of the matter.
Well, I wouldn't punch Rayron's brother. Any other brother, I'd let you, but
It's because I'm not asking for your permission. Is there anything else you needed?
Nope.
Just wondering if there's any things that we should give him to make sure he knows he's giving the swords to the right persons.
She nods and says, a hard slap across the face.
Yeah, I figured you'd say something like that. Okay, we'll slap him for you, ma'am.
You let him know if he has a problem with returning the goods that he stole. He can come and speak to me.
Well, you purchased them. But
She gives you a cold look.
You're right. You should know better. Rena, I say we make way. And, we're in a hurry, so we should get out of here quickly.
Thank you for your time, Hansa. And she'll give her kind of a knowing nod before walking out.
Yep. And she does as you guys walk out. She says, oh, and next time you need something crafted, let me know.
Ophios will turn around and say, just turn around and nod.
Okay. Waggles his tongue.
And then we're on the road.
Okay. On the road again.
Do we have horses?
I mean,
No, we're teleporting to a place right now.
Yeah, you're not going to bring the horses into the keep and bring them up the stairs and along a thin balcony and through a small door, are you?
We'll buy horses
Maybe.
on the other side.
Yeah. So when you guys go into the keep, of course the guards let you into the castle because you're not vagabonds or anything like that. And you start going up the stairs, and as you approach the door that you know is the one that teleported through or whatever, the guard will be like, "Excuse me, you can't go inside there."
Why not?
This is the
Came south
advisor's
of
room.
theirs.
What?
We came south of theirs, those.
This room is for the advisors and for the chosen. You can't go inside there.
The Chosen's, that's like Rayrin's.
Rayrin is one of the chosen, if that's what you mean.
Rayrin's wants you to let us in here.
I have not been given an order for that to be the case. Shakes his head and says, no.
Yes.
Yes. He will let us in.
He takes a step up to you and says, excuse me. You can leave now.
Yes, you can leave, Snouse.
He'll actually, seeing that being like toyed with by this big guy, because he acted like a child, but he doesn't look like a child. So he actually gets aggressive with them. He gives them like a hard shove. You know, again, don't forget there's a balcony behind you. Like there's like a ledge, like a handrail. Thank God this isn't
You
the
can
Death
catch
Star.
yourself.
So he gives him
Don't
a
fall.
shove. Ugh.
I'll stand in between them. Say, listen, he doesn't know any better.
Listen, Buster.
Regardless, we do need to use this room.
Then you need to get permission from those that are able to give it.
And other
do you
than
need
the
a letter?
chosen-
He looks at you and says, depending on who it is that's writing it, that would work, but usually you can get permission from somewhere in the castle.
Who?
He shakes his head and says, find one of the advisors.
Who'd we coming with last time?
Kithel.
Kithel?
Nope. Nathan.
Wait,
It was Nathan.
it was, Nathan walked us
Nathan,
through. I
that's
thought it
right. was
Hansa. We came from the other place with Hansa.
Mm-hmm. He came
And then it
from
was-
that one, the first one with Nathan. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
hmm
Is Nathan still around? Probably not.
I mean, Hansa could too, though, right?
Usually around here is
Technically.
Kithel, Ravina, and what's his name? Elliot.
Shouldn't be too hard to find and convince Kithel, honestly.
Kithel. Kithel would be a good choice.
Good
Especially
thing
if
you
he's at
stepped
his
between
brewery.
Ophios and that person because he was drawing his sword.
Stop doing that. Oh my god.
It's a loose
Every single time
cannon,
something
man.
happens.
Another
fine,
PC in the
okay.
dungeons.
All right, let's go.
You know-
We're gonna go to find Kithel.
Just saying, getting thrown in the dungeon's actually a really quick way to get Kithel to come to us.
Yeah. Wow, messy. Wow, cheat codes. Like, oh boy. Okay, I know how to like jump ahead of a couple of quests.
I'm
funny
thinking like
thing-
Yandis, sorry.
I think the tongueless, handless assassin. Is that what he is? Tongueless, handless assassin?
Ophius? He's
is
got a
in
tongue.
No, there's an assassin in the basement. I feel like they cut out his tongue and cut off his hands, and they left him in the
Not my kingdom.
Yeah, I know, right? Like these are really good guys. Seriously, they're really good guys. They get the Norwegian green of approval. They get the green pass from Norway. Absolutely.
The green pass? Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyways, get the green card. You guys go to find Kithel. Going to find him, you actually find out pretty quickly. Kithel's not here. Elliot is in town, but he's rather busy. The person you're going to have to deal with that seems to be relatively easy to get your hands on after only a few hours of patience or whatever would be Ravina. Whoa. Very
My hands
inappropriate
on.
gesture, as I said a lady's name.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That was
I think it was just poor timing.
horrible.
Merry Christmas.
I didn't even see it, so
You said get to it.
Wow. It's like
I
Santa
need,
Claus
I
wants
need a
his...
clip. Can somebody send me a clip?
Oh,
It
God.
wasn't that funny, honestly. You don't need to clip it, please.
No, I need to know.
Clip it
My
and send it
career
to
will be
Vance.
over.
Just clip it and send it to Vance. Vance wants that. All right. Yeah.
You don't need to clip it, guys. Come on, that's fine.
It's all good.
Definitely don't clip it and then post it in chat.
No, definitely don't do that. Listen, Wade with the ow! I just burnt my foot. Wade with the camera has become a GIF now. Oh, I just burnt my foot.
On what?
A radiator next to me that I was caressing.
That's
with
not
my...
a thing I own.
I do. It's right next to me. Anyway, so you guys eventually find Ravina. So she's actually quite occupied. Funny enough, she's like literally 3 doors down from where.
Like the
shut
band.
up. From the door that you try to get in. She's just inside the library there doing some degree of work. Actually, I think one of you guys hung out in the library a few sessions ago. It doesn't really matter. Moving on. When she finally steps out of there, or maybe that was Laszlo. When she's finally steps out and is able to speak to you guys again a few hours later on, she says, "I'm sorry, I don't think I'm familiar with the group of you. I know who you are, but I'm not familiar with you. How can I help you?"
We need to use your
Snaga.
advisor room to get to the Western Keep, please.
Why?
We're traveling back to Amulta. We need to catch Raven's brother there.
For what purpose?
Has
He-
somethings of minds.
Yeah, he accidentally took something of ours, and we need it back quickly.
Also, the other keeps has Aslan's, and I need to speak with him.
Aslan. Oh, the one that had spoken to Rayron before.
Yes, we have spoken to the Rayrens before too.
She nods. She says, "Again, I'm familiar with who you are." And why should I allow you to use these magics?
We've done so before.
That's not exactly a good reason to give you permission.
Ovius like looks at Rena when he's like saying that questioningly.
It's purely for travel.
Scott, is that tree behind you like dream AI'd? What's up with that?
Don't you worry about that tree.
Why does it look like that?
Don't you worry about that tree.
Okay.
She says,
Yes, sir.
she says, why, it's purely for travel. She nods and says, as are horses, at least I hope. You're heading back to Amulta for what purpose beyond to speak with Rayron's brother?
We're also
Ovius would go to
informing.
speak, and then his mouth would shut because he suddenly goes, "No, I shouldn't talk about that."
We are informing the Crown of Amulta of some changes that have made here, hoping to gain some military backing.
Go on.
Go on about the changes?
Please.
Son of a bitch. Does anyone remember how much this woman knows? I would know because I have a 22 int.
She's
but-
one of the
I know she's a-
advisors. She's
All
like
I
a
know is that she's
Kithel
a
or
jewel.
Yeah. She's like a Kithel in all of them.
Okay.
Same tier.
Thanks for the heads up, Vance. Wait, is this
So can I.
the one that Laszlo was warning us about?
Oh no, this
No.
is
No, this is Lady
Okay.
Lady
Paris.
Arsium.
Oh, Lady
Oh.
Arsium. Yeah, Lady
Lady
Arsium.
That's who
Arsium,
he was
that's right.
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No, this is not her. This is
Yeah, never mind. No, I remember there
She's-
was a
yeah.
lady that we needed to be
So
careful
you
with.
fill her in on the details?
Yeah, I'd let her know
Okay.
about the Lopers and
She nods and says, and you're going to speak to the crown.
yes, yeah.
You, of course, are a Maltese, I can tell.
I'm a Mistral.
She nods, says that as well. You have the ear of the crown?
Ophius will chime in and say yes.
She looks at you and raises an eyebrow and says, you don't even know the crown's name.
Yes, I do.
Ooh.
Crowns.
Oh, she looks at you and gives a bit of a coy smile and says, fine, then what is the name of the king of Amulta?
I wish there was a way I could telepathically tell you.
He's barely got any of his memories back. I hardly think this is relevant.
Yes, that's also part of the.
Ophius is trying to deceive before he can know enough to deceive.
We are trying to recover his memories from a mage. in Malta, I believe.
She looks at you and says, "You don't have your memories?"
At Ophios?
Yeah.
He'll kind of like look kind of depressed that now she knows, and he's like, well, knows.
There are ways to help stimulate your memory. When I was with the, she says, when I was younger, there are many things I had to study. I sometimes, to enhance your likelihood of passing exams, there were different types of concoctions you can take. They sharpen the mind, help you to recall things much easier. Perhaps you should look into such things if you're going to be heading to a Malta either way. She looks back at you and says, "How do you intend to cross the borders?"
Through click
Galderia.
map. Through Galderia.
Do you have a definitive safe passage?
Yes. The way I came in, I'm assuming, was not through the ice wall. So I'm assuming I went through Galderia and would know a way. I don't know if it's a guaranteed safe passage, but whatever.
It's pretty solid, though. They're allies to a Malta and potentially a lord or whatnot that you would know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Very well. I will allow you to use it, but if only you can do me a small favor.
How small?
Deliver something for me?
Is it on the
What is
way?
that?
It is the way.
Mandalorian quote. Okay. Sure.
What is it?
It's a letter for Arthur.
King Arthur? Okay, I'm sorry.
And
Who's
should we know
Arthur's?
this, Arthur?
You don't yet, but since you have the ear of the crown, you will soon. Arthur is the Grand Diplomat of Valoran. He is set out some time ago to a Malta. He took a bit of a scenic route. He had a couple of other tasks along the way, including through Drazstone. You yourself might want to find your way through Drazstone. Either way, he was going to speak to her. When she says her, she does toss a side glance at Ophios.
Queen.
He's gonna say the person Laszlo told him about with regards to memories. What's her name?
Who was
The
Lady Arceum.
Yeah,
Lady
I think that was
Arceum.
Lady
He'll say
Arceum, yeah.
Ladies Arceums?
You say that name, and her face, like, for half a moment, like, drops for a sec, and then goes back to her, kind of like still cheery look. Not cheery, like, hi, but cheery, just like, life is pleasant.
Now hold on. Can I roll a little insight on that one?
You most certainly can.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Oh, no,
welcome.
no. Finding
Ooh.
out the relationship this woman has with that woman.
The reaction she gave you, you saw the drop, you understand it. Actually, you don't know if it was an intentional drop or an instinctive one. It was very on point.
Did it seem painful?
No. Actually,
Disappointed?
it almost seemed emotionless.
An emotion. Okay. This woman's got a steel mind, like a trap.
What do you
Vance
know
said,
of
"Oh my
her?
god."
The Lady Arceum, she's a powerful woman, head of a powerful family, aiding a powerful crown in a powerful kingdom.
Sounds pretty powerful.
She nods. A mover and a shaker, if you will.
Sounds like the songs.
So when we speak to the queen, we should find this Arthur then? Is what
Ar-
you're saying?
Arthur should be in Heplon by now, or at least I hope he is. Otherwise, I'd be concerned about his safety. To be fair, last time he was sent on a diplomatic mission, things didn't exactly go well, but he's been improving, she says, kind of cheerfully. Goblins, he didn't quite understand how to match their culture. It caused a thing. There was almost violence. Instead, they just kind of joined an enemy of ours. Not so bad. I wouldn't say an enemy, more of a rival.
Hobgoblins?
She raises an eyebrow at you and says, That's not what I said. Though I understand your confusion. Goblins are rather infrequent around here. You don't see them too often. No goblins, and this might come as a bit of a surprise. Sapient goblins. They could speak, hold conversation and everything.
Like a gnome?
Like a gnome, except I said goblin. She shakes her head and says, you do realize there is a myriad of races that live here on Arath, right? Like taking it back at looking at the three of you.
Aaron, 2 parent and a human, as far as she can tell.
We'll deliver your letter in
Uh,
exchange for passage to the other keep. Or use of this magic, I should say.
She nods and says, thank you. I will have to draft it, however. You don't mind sitting around for a short period of time, do you? A meal, of course, can be provided. You're going to be going into the mountains. I'm sure you'd like a full belly.
Hog.
Would be appreciated.
She nods and she nods and kind of like looks towards the amount of light that's kind of coming through a nearby window and says, I'm sure food is ready. If not immediately, then will be soon enough. Why don't you head downstairs and find your way to the dining hall? You'll be fed well, and I'll have that prepared for you. I'll even join you down there.
Ethel's be theirs.
Kithel, he needed to go help out a friend of his. Actually, you know her. She says, gesturing towards you, considering Gwen had helped with your injury.
Gwen.
Right. Well, we'll meet
Ophios,
you
when
down
she
there.
says Gwen, Ophios is just gonna think for a second, then immediately go and look at Elijah with a face of what's he gonna do.
So
Thank
Kithel and
you.
Gwen aren't in the town, right?
No, I believe they're in Hodgwen.
Good. Okay. Great.
Because he has
Let's
so
see.
much going on in his mind, he finally connects it. Oh, what's Elijah gonna do?
So we'll head down there.
Jake Facepalm emo is impossible, unfortunately, unless I put it at a higher tier, because there's a limited number of emotes. Because I'm not. If I was a partner, I would have 13, I think, or 15, somewhere in that range. But because I'm not, it's 5. That's it. Anyways, so the you said what you head down there, Rena. So you guys go down there, and as she said, maybe 20 minutes later, a bunch of food is served, and it's well made and great tastes and multicultured, because the leaders of this land are from different cultures
And different planes.
They're in different planes.
Right.
So anyways, so there's a bunch of different foods and whatnot for you guys to try. And honestly, you could easily have a quick snack and then leave, because she doesn't take too long after the food served for her to come down. But I imagine you stick around for a full meal, because when was the last time you were served this well? You know what I mean? So you guys are able to head down there and enjoy the meal. Constitution save. Thank you for rolling that, because you are getting poisoned.
I think he was trying not to make himself sick eating all the food.
I was seeing how much food Ophios feels like he needs to eat. The lower it was, the more he would eat. The higher it was, he wouldn't be as concerned about eating a lot.
He likes starving himself.
Well,
I need half an egg. It'll survive me.
That's not what it... Snakes take a long time to digest, although he is half human,
Yes.
sort of. Anyway,
Listen, Doxy
he-
says that she
Eggs.
likes to... I think she said that her IF that she does, intermittent fasting, I think she says every other day she has only 600 calories or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
she
I mean,
drinks a coffee.
there's some really weird stuff with that. I don't believe in intermittent
No.
fasting.
Intermittent fasting is fine if you do certain formats, but that doesn't allow your body to enter the... I can't remember what it's called if you do, Messi.
Ketosis.
Yeah, ketosis. If you have 600 calories but spread out over the course of a day, you never get ketosis. The idea is that you have nothing. Coffee's okay, I guess, for a period of time, and that allows you to enter ketosis. But 600 calories in a day? What did you say she has? Coffee and what?
Usually something just like a meal,
600
a
calories?
little bit of a meal.
That's like 3 bites of ice cream.
You're
Well,
low
I
ball in
don't-
there.
That doesn't sound right.
600 calories is like a scoop of ice cream.
Even that, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway,
It's a very big scoop.
I don't know. I eat a lot.
you haven't
of
seen my
calories.
scoops. You haven't seen my scoops.
Comically big spoon.
Actually, I have a comically big spoon. Brittany bought it for me, and it has engraved in the spoon. It says,
No.
It
If
says,
you can hold it in one hand, it's not a comically big spoon.
well, it's very large, and it says "Daddy's ice cream plow." And it has like
that's
it
funny.
has a little ice cream cone in it. Yeah, if it's
If
a
you-
legit spoon.
If you, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. We're good. No.
I'll pull up an image of comically large spoon.
You know what I was going with, Scott.
I'm just saying, if you want to be my
There's-
ice cream plow,
3 letters could be crossed off of that, and it would be a
Cow.
complete different connotation.
moving on.
I'll put regicide spoilers what a comically large spoon looks like. Although I'm sure you've
He's
all seen
saying,
it.
"Daddy's cream plow."
Yes.
There you go.
just in case you guys didn't know what he was trying to say. 2 Pop-Tarts. I assume by 2 Pop-Tarts you mean this is Dark Lord Valon. That you
pockets.
it's like 1 packet is 2 pockets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, granted, I don't typically eat Pop-Tarts, but occasionally you gotta have a Pop-Tart. But mind you, if you want to talk, I don't know how many calories are in this, if anybody cares to look it up, but I will buy a 15-ounce box of Cocoa Pebbles cereal and eat the entire box in one sitting with whole milk. And it's not a small amount of whole milk. You know, because I like more or less drain it of its milk and fill up the bowl again. So, yeah. However many calories that might be. That's one sitting. How much sugar? Rena, you bored? Okay, let's move on. So she eventually joins you downstairs. Unless there's any other conversation you wanted to have with Ravina, she just gives you the letter. Thanks you again for your aiding. Elliot actually comes down there as well. I think Rena or one of you guys met Elliot very briefly before. He's pleasant.
It was me. Yep.
He's pleasant to the 3 of you. He has no reason not to be. Actually, he asks a few questions of Ophios. He asks him more than a few questions because he seems bizarre and different. His accent is unusual. He asks him all about his accent and where he's from and so on and so forth. What kind of answers does Ophios give?
He just says, "What accents?"
Well, it's the ones that you're speaking in right now. Please don't be offended by my mockery.
Is it an
Mimicry,
accent?
mimicry.
What to say?
What is accents?
Well,
From
it does-
regions?
He nods.
Does he have accents? Points at Yondis. Or not Yondis, Elijah.
Yondis! What are you doing here?
Oh my god.
Been here the whole time? Yes, it's me. Oh my god!
Points at Elijah and then goes, "Does Rena's have accents?" And points at Rena.
He nods.
Oh, bye, Scott.
Why is my
What
camera...
accent?
That's overheating so fast now. I really gotta look into this.
Turn on fan.
Yeah, I know. Well, it shouldn't even need a fan. I think it's just because I have a light somewhat behind it. I have to switch,
Is
like...
the light new?
The light is relatively new. I just have to change up the whole setup. I have to order another light and then change up the whole setup over there. It's just annoying. Anyways, keep going. This is my
So
other
he'll
camera.
just simply says, "I don't think I have accents."
Everybody thinks that they don't have an accent, but unfortunately, we all do to other people's ears.
And
guys see my
Ophios will
emo-
say, "Well, I'm from Holmes."
Home. You ever think about studying philosophy? He says.
What's philosophies?
It's a way of thinking.
I have troubles thinking as is.
Trouble thinking? I'm pretty sure you know much.
I
Um,
knows. I knows I was born recently.
Yeah. Maybe we should leave this conversation for after our trip to Amolta.
He raises an eyebrow and says, "Off to Amolta this evening, then. Are you using the map room?"
Yeah, that was the plan.
Oh, good, good. As you should. I know that you were given permission to do so prior, so.
We just didn't have a letter, so we had to get someone to sign off on it. So that's why we're still here.
Oh. Is there something you needed me to sign for you? We certainly don't validate visits into into Kurzfall.
And it's already been arranged.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Well, please, if you need to spend the nights, I'm sure rooms could be arranged for you again. Rena, I hope your hand is feeling much better than it was before.
It is, thank you.
I hope I'm not stepping out of line in saying this, but if you see Gwen again, please show a little gratitude. It took a lot out of her to provide that service for you. A lot more than she'd be willing to admit.
He spends monies to fix hands?
If only. If only she did.
Well,
I think you're zoomed out more.
I am zoomed out more.
Okay, I was trying to
Because
figure out why the tree looks different.
I switched cameras. I had to switch cameras.
I was like, why does the tree look a little
My
normal?
exposure is also ridiculous. Like, I can actually turn this off. Whoop. And now my color just changed. I just
Yep, white balance.
I won the election.
Oh God, no.
It was a perfect election. Lots of fraud. I won the election. So, lots of fraud. I won the election. The cheating. I look so orange. I
The
look
thing about
so
Trump-
orange right now.
The thing about Trump, people have said this before, it's very true. He has a small mouth for all of his vowels except for A's. When he does A's, he does a big mouth. He goes like, A. Like, he always does that.
My favorite one to mock is Obama. I'm just going to let you know that I was thinking about
like
what we
mustard.
discussed last time. I liked it. It's like
When I eat a glizzy, I put on Dijon.
or
Imagine Obama saying glizzy, like actually, like in context.
I mean,
That'd be awesome.
I think the man has a bit more class than that. Or how about Bush? We could do Bush. His Bush.
Yeah,
is
do Bush. Tyler,
Right.
I think Tyler likes Bush.
Yeah,
I
but
think Tyler's a
Tyler
Bush
loves
fan.
Bush. Tyler loves Bush. It's apparent.
Big Bush fan.
Yeah, big Bush fan and little
You don't
Bush
show. You don't show me.
fan. Yeah.
Hey, ask me what we're gonna do about Katrina. We're gonna find her and gonna get her.
Okay, Quagmire. Jesus Christ.
Don't make me do stuff.
Yeah, you also have to make him look just a little confused and lost. Like,
Don't make me do stuff.
all right, let's keep going. So
I
anyways,
think like 3 years from now, people will do like a spot on Biden impression. Like it'll be like Biden, Trump, Obama, and Bush will be like the. You know what I mean?
Biden impressions are boring though. Like,
I don't know if Biden's gonna meme out the way Obama,
No.
Trump,
Oh,
or
no.
even Bush
Biden's-
did. I don't know.
Biden's back to the days of boring presidents. Like,
Yeah, that might be. There'll be memes about him, but there won't be memes of him. if
yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
right, exactly. Yeah. Like, I've already watched a couple of his speeches. Oh my god.
I found my new favorite combo of my emotes.
Rip pizza.
Like, I hope they make decent Kamala ones because
It looks like I'm dead trying to put pizza in my mouth.
Well,
Yeah, it does.
I made it.
Dying
Just
eating
got,
dude, no, I
pizza.
know, Rena. I was freaking out about that. I worked so great with the swords. Do it with the sword. Aliens! I'm gonna get me some aliens.
well, she's got like double the hands, but yeah, we can try it. Here, let me see.
Does she have a hand there?
Oops, I put a
Yeah.
hand in there.
I never leaned
She's
in 'cause
going like this.
It's so small, and I'm more than
Aliens.
an arm's reach away from the screen, so I didn't see that.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Am I subbed to Apocalypto? Oh shit.
All right. So
I've already used my free sub. Sorry.
all right. So he says. So after that's all said and done, he says, make sure you say that. I don't know what your response to that was, Rena.
Nothing.
do you say?
We would just. She'd say. She'd nod and just say, thank you. We're going to head out.
He stops and he just continues looking at you as you say we're gonna head out. He says, "Can I speak to you in private?"
Oh my god.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
He'll actually step out of the room, but as he walks by, there's like a delicious-looking piece of pie. He walks by and he gives that like quick little look around to make sure nobody notices, and he definitely like takes a piece of the pie
I love pie.
as he goes. I mean, the character is made by Josh. You think he's not going to finger the food? So as he walks out into the hallway with you, over to where there's a couple of guards nearby, he looks at them and says, "Could you check the perimeter?" And the guard just looks at Rena and him, nods, and says, "Of course," and just walks off. He looks to you and says, "How's Ophios doing?"
Well, regaining some memory. Not
fu-
everything.
Do you think he's going to have a full recovery?
I'm hopeful.
Never be the same.
I'm hopeful for him as well. Losing a part of yourself or a part of someone you love, it can be difficult, right?
What did you want to talk to me about?
Gwen,
And everyone else in the party.
you know she has an affliction.
Honestly, I don't know much about her.
But yet you seem to always have a tone whenever she's brought up around you. I mean, I mean this in the most respectful way that it could be said. You're an open book. You lack subtlety. What you do, what you found of yourself doing in life is wonderful. You are great on the battlefield, and I woe be those who stand opposite you. Court dealings, however, are left to others, and you unfortunately leave your guard down here. It allows others to make their assessments, like I'm doing right now. You don't realize she has an affliction.
Which is what exactly?
Like Elijah and others, she was born with the ability to learn how to use magic. I myself was never born with that ability. I learned how to read scrolls. Actually, I can transcribe scrolls as well. It's you don't care. I can dance as well. Actually, come to think of it, it's like magic. I could show you sometime if you're interested.
I'm gonna head out. I don't want third wheel.
Gwen's affliction, as you were saying.
He nods and says, she has contracted a disease that takes away her magic over time. It's exasperated each time she uses it. When she used that magic to repair your hand, that may have been the last time she will ever be able to use magic for the rest of her life. A part of her was taken away, and by all accounts, cannot be returned. And yet you have a look on your face like there's a degree of satisfaction to you for that. Now, her being a dear friend of mine makes me raise my eyebrow. Why? Someone who is welcome to freely walk through a castle that is my home, utilize powerful and state secret magics that don't belong to you, can have such a hoity face knowing that a close friend of mine is suffering through a deep affliction.
And she did also agree to do that. She made her own choice.
She did.
She and I spoke before you saw her. I know not what she said to you,
And?
but I gave her my appreciation. But as you're standing here, I expect there's something more you're expecting from me.
To understand, you have half of a story, and you're choosing to judge an individual from not knowing the whole tale.
Which you have.
I'm a collector of stories, if you will. I like to hear all perspectives before I make a full decision. Which
And
is
yet
why,
you
despite the
only
fact...
have half a story as well.
Shakes his head. No. I actually have more to that story than what Gwen has offered. Ravina has access to a considerable amount of information.
Well, seeing as how it doesn't involve me, it doesn't make much sense to discuss.
But it does involve you, because for some reason, fates have intertwined us. You're going to be coming through here again, will you not? That's not your first time through.
Possibly.
Not to mention you, for better or worse, are waging your own war against Paradel, a nation that entirely encompasses us. What happened to Elijah was something that he also opted into, though, albeit through a degree of ignorance, if I understand correctly. And it was done by Guinevere's father. But you know it wasn't done by Guinevere, right? She also opted into experiments, not understanding what she was getting herself into. She was also experimented on. Except, unlike Elijah, it was done by her father. And unlike Elijah, it concluded with watching her father burn to death in front of her. You know, the estates that she was raised in, was burned to the ground. Some accident happened there. She barely got away. You know, I'm sure you noticed the way she wears her hair, hiding her scars. I have not seen anything else. I would never ask to view more than that, but I can imagine the scars aren't just where they can be easily seen.
And is that all you wanted to tell me? I know you were looking to understand, but what exactly are you trying to understand? Why the disdain? Why the avoidance? Why?
Oh, I don't need to understand. I understand. You're a harsh person. You come to a conclusion and you're too stubborn to easily change your mind. It would take an amount of time and enough evidence to push you the other way, and even then you're going to dig your heels in and still think you're right. That's fine. I know people like that. I work for them. But that doesn't change the fact that it's true, and that doesn't mean somebody can't be the first person to push you in the right direction, or at least open the book to the right page for you to read. Knowledge is key. I'm offering it to you.
Well, I am listening.
I've said my piece. Elijah's not a bad man. He just has a skewed perspective because he's suffered. Guinevere is not a bad woman. She just has the misfortune of family. I hope you don't have that same perspective. Or same experience. I would say same experience.
Wouldn't be possible. But if you don't need anything more from me, am I free to go?
You are always free to go. You are no captive here. We don't believe in that kind of... He looks towards a door to his left thing here.
What's in there?
The basement.
Why would the basement need guarding?
It's a temporary prison until we build a proper jail.
Prison for whom?
A myriad of people, depending on their crimes.
Okay. Well, I'll be off then.
Make sure if you come back through, please find time. I'd love to teach you. You're from Taziendale, right?
I am, yes.
And again, I mean no offense. country born?
Yes.
He'll actually do like a quick little like two-step of like a very colloquial dance.
One that I would recognize or no?
Absolutely recognize.
Okay.
And he says, well, we can stick with what you're comfortable with, or we can perhaps go through the motions of the more courtly ones. Please let me get the door for you, he says, turning and reopening it.
She'll just give him a look and kind of chuckle and then head back to meet up with her friends.
And he walks back in. You totally catch him grabbing another piece of that pie, like another little that pie.
If I catch him doing it, I'll just say, just take the whole thing. Why don't you?
No, I couldn't.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Okay, takes a little sliver. It's like just enough to remove the fact that there's somebody's fingers have been in it, you know. I don't know if you've ever done that before, Rena. Like, Cryptic is totally gonna know my fingers were in the leftover cake. I'm just gonna remove just of the cake. You just have to know that I ate some.
I'm not so sloppy. I'll leave evidence.
I just eat the rest of the cake.
I just eat it all before he can get to it.
Yeah, my wife gets so mad at me. Like, it's literally an ongoing thing where, like, she buys cereal, she'll have, like, a bowl of cereal, and then the next 3 boxes are gone the next time she reaches the cabinet. She's like, seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously? It's been 2 days. Why are 3 boxes missing?
You would cut to you with the box, just pouring it down your mouth.
It's a thing. Anyways.
Okay.
Gamer juice.
I'll meet back up with them.
You go meet
It
up
says
with
Call of Duty on it.
Ophios and Elijah, who are just having pleasant conversation with people around, including what's her name?
No, Ophios, don't
Ravina.
eat that.
No, Ophios is having a drinking contest against somebody.
You guys smell something.
So we're not leaving now?
You guys smell something delicious, and Ophios is like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's delicious. It's baked rattlesnake. You should try it."
Can I ask you a question? Have any of you ever seen Narnia?
Like the movies?
The movies, yeah.
I think all
Ophios?
of them.
Yeah.
Ophios is drinking people under the table because he can't get poisoned.
What are you saying?
In Narnia, do you remember Edmund's Turkish Delights?
I know Turkish Delights are an actual treat that I like. They're like a powder-covered circular treat that.
Have you ever had one?
In real life? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a.
Suck?
What?
Are they terrible?
I'm not a huge fan of the super commercial ones. So like, I get them at like an Indian store around here.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, so it has like a lot of like Eastern foods. So I say it's an Indian store because the name of the store, the owner's name is from like Southeast Asia, like India, and most of the foods there are Indian, and the family that owns it is Indian. But it's like a East Asian store. The good brands, like the more expensive ones, are fucking delicious. The cheap ones are nasty. It's like American chocolate versus European chocolate. Like American chocolate sucks, but European chocolate's delicious, right?
Yeah, I see. In my mind, whenever I imagine like a fancy feast in like a fantasy situation, I always imagine Turkish Delights because of Narnia.
Oh, really?
I read somewhere that they're disgusting and they're terrible. So then my whole life was ruined. But now that I know that it's just because they were eating store brand ones instead of real ones.
Yeah. Well, no, you can still get like store brand. It's like what is it called? What's the name of that super popular Middle Eastern dessert? It's made with like a lot of honey and like crushed nuts. What the hell is it called? Somebody
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Chat, help remind me here. It's like cut up into squares usually. Anyways, whatever it's called, somebody's gonna remind us in chat in a second. It's killing me that I can't remember the name. There's this one brand that's out of, I think, Jordan. It's one brand out of Jordan. It's the family that owns it. They've had it for maybe like baklava. I think it's baklava.
Oh.
So there's one family that owns this business out of. I'm pretty sure it's Jordan. It might be Palestine. Anyways, they had this one shop that was so popular, people were getting crazy lines to buy from this one shop. So eventually they got a factory as well, and I think they have 2 factories now. It's like a 70-year-old company. Anyways, if you buy that brand, that's like the creme de la creme of like store-bought baklava. It's really, 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 really good.
Do you remember the company name? Do you
Oh
remember
God,
shout them out?
I will. I'll have to remember the name just so I can let you know so you can like buy some.
Yeah, I want to collect like weird, or not weird, I should say, I want to collect desserts from different countries that I haven't had before when I go to travel for Christmas, because I'm traveling to Tampa. It's not that far. And I just want to try new stuff while we're there, because we're going to be stuck there for a couple days.
So before COVID, Rory and I we'd go to the like East Asian store often. Like we would go there a lot. At least once a week, because I like to make things like hummus and stuff like that. And I had this thing because she would always go to the store with me, and I would just kind of like poke around because I can't read almost anything that's there unless it's the tiny little white tag that you're like So I'd poke around, so she'd have to sit in the store with me bored while I'm staring at these like bright colored things and not knowing what they are and wondering what I want to make next. So for Rory, what I did is I'm not one of those parents that give my kid a gift every time we go to a store. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But that store, I would always buy a different dessert every time we went in, and most of them were disgusting. But it was super cool to try like a bunch of different ones. And that's how I got into like candied almonds. So like almonds that look like giant M&Ms. And
M&M almonds.
Yeah, but it's like a super, super hard coated. So like you can't really bite them right away. You almost have to like suck on them for like a minute or two first, and then you bite them. Otherwise you like chip a tooth. There's a whole bunch of like really cool things. So I very much suggest if you have like an Indian store near where you live, like just go in there and just like buy like 10 different desserts that you've never seen before.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Yeah, I won't. And worst case scenario, you hate 10 different things. It's not like
That's
it's
true.
expensive. You know what I mean? So, fun fact, and last thing and then we can move on to taking our break.
Yeah, Steve, you're writing all this down for the notes for the podcast? Thank you.
The last thing is that store, the one that's around me, is like one of the best places to go to get fresh veggies. Like their vegetables are far better priced than any of the other grocery stores around, and 2, they have way more options. Like if you want to get like okra, you're not gonna get okra at Stop and Shop or Shaw's or like Target or BJ's. Like you want fresh okra, you go there, and it's delicious. All right.
You gave me some good ideas. I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Also, isn't okra like a jalapeno?
No.
Okay, never mind.
It's like when you cut it open, it's like star-shaped on the inside. It's like a green vegetable. It's kind of hard to describe the texture. It's really good for you though. It's really good for you though.
Right.
I like chocolate that's not American chocolate. So if you're having like American candy, like Tyler can attest to this, right? Like Snickers is yummy, but Hershey's bars are gross, right, Tyler?
Did you have a bag of candy next to your desk for like
Agreed.
a while?
Yeah, but not Hershey's bars. Like.
Did you have Kit Kats in there though?
But Kit Kats aren't chocolate. Kit Kats are like wafer and chocolate, and like it's a combination of things.
Wait, what was that? What was that second part there?
Well,
Weird.
chocolate is in it. It's a part of it, but it is not it. Like you don't buy American candy bar and go,
Yeah,
it's not good.
You don't want plain chocolate or like just mostly like.
Oh, yeah, I
Hershey's
agree to
with
that.
almonds or anything like that. Like Hershey's with almonds is better than a Hershey just plain. But when it comes to chocolate, American chocolate is trash.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
You're
by American chocolate, of course, we don't mean any chocolate produced in it, right? But
No.
if you actually get, if you go to the grocery store, go to the
We
baker's
need
aisle,
bars.
and you find the brand, it's Baker's, I think is the name of the brand. It's like a thick bar thing, and you actually get their dark chocolate. It's like 87% chocolate. Holy shit, that is so good. I might have some upstairs, so I might be able to just show you guys. But why don't we segue away from this by taking a quick break? And when we come back, we can jump through the portal and see where we find ourselves and what we find ourselves doing.
Sorry I derailed everyone.
That's okay.
But Vance, I hope at least you wrote down all that.
Oh,
Thank you.
Vance is just going to clip it and study it until he has it memorized.
Okay, he'll quote it back to me. Okay.
Yeah, like for
Okay, so I want to quote it back to me like Monday. Can you do Monday? Thank you.
We will be. Why aren't you DMing the DM, huh, Rosin? Why aren't you DMing the DM, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of weird,
Rosin?
champ.
Why aren't you DMing the DM, huh, Rosin?
You
Goodbye.
broken?